Hey, Ethan here, and in this episode we'll be looking at Marvel's Spider-Man for PlayStation 4. It's one of the best superhero games that isn't Batman Arkham, and now it's time for some brief development history. Marvel's Spider-Man, also known simply as Spider-Man PS4, was developed by Insomniac Games. It started development in 2014 after they developed Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox One, and after Sony Interactive Entertainment purchased the studio outright. It was first revealed at Sony's E3 2016 press conference, and I remember really wanting to play this as an 11-year-old who only had an Xbox One at the time. It was then fully released 2 years later on September 7, 2018, exclusively for the PlayStation 4 and PS4 Pro, alongside a limited edition PS4 Pro, which I still really want to own someday. A Game of the Year edition was released in August 2019, which this is the version that I'll be playing and on a PS4 Slim system. The game was also remastered in November 2020 as a launch title for the PS5, which was then brought to PC in August 2022, which I plan to talk about sometime in the future. But I think it's finally time that I talk about Marvel's Spider-Man. Spider-Man PS4 starts out with Peter Parker waking up in his apartment to assist in the arrest of crime lord Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin. Spider-Man in this universe is 23 years old and has been Spider-Man for 8 years and is voiced by Yuri Lowenthal. Moments later, he runs into Captain Yuri Watanabe outside Fisk's tower as Spider-Man proceeds inside and eventually takes Fisk down. Following the arrest of Wilson Fisk, Spider-Man works with other characters such as Dr. Octavius to work on science experiments with robotic arms. Spider then makes a newer suit later on, nicknamed the Advanced Suit. Later on, the player is introduced to Peter Parker's Aunt May and a man named Martin Lee, who owns a shelter called the Feast Center. While this is going on, Peter works with his ex-girlfriend, Mary Jane Watson, as they work to find out about a new gang called the Inner Demons, who has rise since the arrest of Fisk. One of their first acts of violence was when they set off bombs at a campaign rally for Mayor Osborn's re-election campaign, killing Officer Jefferson Davis, which is the father of future Spider-Man Miles Morales. Throughout the game's story, Peter learns of a virus called Devil's Wrath, and that Martin Lee has the power that can corrupt people, giving him the name of Mr. Negative, and is the secret leader of the demons. As Spider-Man finds out more about the demons and Martin Lee, he is introduced to a character named Silver Sable and her task force called Sable International to try to help bring order to the city. As the story progresses, Peter finds out that Dr. Octavius is getting more frustrated with his experiments going wrong. Later on in the story, during a prison break, Spider-Man runs into the Sinister Six, consisting of Vulture, Electro, Scorpion, Mr. Negative, Rhino, and Dr. Octavius himself, revealing that he was behind hiring Mr. Negative and the demons as part of a revenge plan on Mayor Osborn for cutting funding to his lab and to get back at him for an experiment that happened to Martin Lee several years ago that caused their falling out between each other. Spider-Man ends up taking down the members of the Sinister Six while Octavius releases the Devil's Breath virus, causing the city of New York and Aunt May to get very sick as a result. Once Peter is able to take Martin Lee down, he goes back to Octavius' lab to build a new armored black and yellow suit to fight Octavius and get the cure from him.
Peter, I saw you as a son. I should have known you'd turn on me, just like all the others.
Turn. I've worshipped you. Your mind, your conscience, wanting to help others. The way you never gave up.
That's because men like us have a duty, a responsibility. To use our talents in the service of others. Even if they don't appreciate it. We have to do what's best for those beneath us, whether they understand it or not.
No, you're wrong! You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
Yes, of course. You're right, Peter. Oh. I see that now. The neural interface affected my mind. But I can fix it. We can fix it together. If you'll help me.
Do everything I can. I'll make sure you get the best help.
No! If they put me away, they'll take my arms. I'll be trapped in this useless body. Please, Peter. That wasn't me. You said you'd never abandon me. You promised. Remember? And of course, you rest easy, knowing your secret is safe with me.
You do what you think is best, Doc. It's all any of us can.
Peter?
Even when it hurts like hell.
Peter, where are you going? Peter? Peter!
Spider-Man then heads back to the Feast Center with the anti-serum and sees Aunt May on a hospital bed and makes the decision to use the cure on just Aunt May or save it for the entirety of New York, with him doing the latter.
I want to see my nephew.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too. All the people you've saved.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
After the death of Aunt May, the city is able to recover using the anti-serum. It then shows Peter, MJ, Miles, and his mom at Aunt May's funeral, and Otto being locked up at the raft. 3 months then goes by as MJ has been promoted as they talk about Peter's new career choice, as she then says that Peter can stay at her apartment as the two then kiss. Miles then talks to Peter about something going on with him and shows Peter that he has powers like him and then joins him. And then...
We were so close. But I'll keep trying. I will find a cure. I will. I love you, son.
Spider-Man PS4 does have a DLC story separated by 3 episodes called The City That Never Sleeps, with the first episode being The Heist. It basically revolves around Spider-Man working with Black Cat as she tries to steal a thumb drive from the crime lord Hammerhead and asks Spider-Man to help her find her fake son as she almost dies at the end.
Damn it. Felicia has a son? Can't be. I mean, it could be, and I could be. No. I'm not gonna think about that right now.
The second episode revolves around Spider-Man working with Yuri Watanabe as Hammerhead kills a bunch of cops, causing Yuri to go rogue as she attempts to kill him at the end, but then gets revived. The third episode revolves around the return of Silver Sable as she works with Spider-Man to take down Hammerhead, which is using an advanced armor technology created by Sable's team. The gameplay of Marvel's Spider-Man has the player play as Spider-Man or Peter Parker as Spider-Man swings from buildings, runs and crawls off walls, and does combat similar to the Batman Arkham games. The player has the option to attack enemies and dodge attacks in combat to build a meter called the Focus Meter to deliver an instant takedown, and use a variety of gadgets such as Spider-Man's iconic web shooters. You can also upgrade his gadgets and learn new abilities, and also wear a variety of alternative costumes from other Spider-Man media. There are also other science-related puzzles and missions where the players play as MJ, which I really think ruins the game's pacing. The map is based on New York City's Manhattan, with some landmarks ripped from real life and other Marvel Comics locations, with also the ability to fast travel to different locations. Spider-Man can also stop random crimes in progress and collect a variety of different collectibles, such as backpacks, and by completing a variety of challenges and other side missions. The game's graphics still hold up. I played it on base PS4 for this episode, and it still looks great as it runs at a pretty stable 30 FPS and at a crisp 1080p. It also has HDR and PS4 Pro support, allowing for the game to be run at 4K resolution on PS4 Pro. There was also the 2020 remaster on PlayStation 5, but that can get its own episode entirely. And that is Marvel's Spider-Man on PlayStation 4. It's one of my favorite superhero games of all time, but overall I still prefer Arkham. But remember to be greater.